Hey, this is Chance at chancesmith.org. I want to ask the question today, what code language should I learn first or next? And I'm answering that question for myself of what code language should I learn next. We started a project in Meteor, it sounds like I'm saying Meater, and that's just not the case. So Meteor, right here, and we consulted with a developer about a project we're working on, and he is biased but recommends Ruby and Ruby on Rails. So before I start learning Rails, before I start learning Ruby, the I wanted to compare and kind of see where things compared to PHP, a language I already know, and then Meteor is something I'm beginning to learn. What do I do? I know there has been a lot of interest in other development, whether it's Python. So just trying to make this decision on my own, and I'm looking at Google Trends and I'm trying to decide what this means. And what I've come to is that as code ends its trend, basically, let's say this is the spike of PHP. All of the questions are being asked. Everyone's search volume is going up because people are interested in learning, or they're trying to solve a problem that they've encountered. And the trend starts going down because less people are interested in learning it, possibly because something else is trending and they want to jump on that bandwagon. Not a problem to jump on a bandwagon. I'll go into that here in a second. As you trend down, also all of the questions are beginning to be answered. PHP is solving the problems with new releases, and the developers are answering questions on Stack Overflow, and it only takes one search now to maybe find a specific question answered. Find an answer on Google search, and so that is at least why it's trending down. Level of interest and also the questions that are out there have already been ironed out, and there's less questions, and finally it's just going to I guess hit rock bottom at some point. That may be in the next, I don't know, 40 years. Who knows? It's a pretty long trend. We got what, almost 10 years here? Maybe not 40, so maybe another 10, maybe another 15. Anyways, so let's pull out PHP. Do that by going forward. And the Ruby on Rails and Ruby, you can see that they went through their bandwagon, trend. Everyone's getting interested. A lot of problems are arising. Everyone's trying to figure it out, what's going on. And see this drop down, and then you get this trends start going all the way down. They kind of match up with Ruby on Rails and Ruby, but Ruby got this huge spike of interest. Maybe there's a release that caused a lot of problems. I haven't researched it, but it's kind of a speculation. And then this huge spike almost matches up with the peak of Ruby right here. And so this is a very new language, especially Ruby on Rails is ramping up around 2005 and going on. This would be interesting to see further back if they would let us. So the next thing I wanted to compare, though, as you know, this is a very new language compared to PHP. We didn't even get to see the real the peak of. I keep on wanting to say that. The peak of PHP. We possibly saw just more trending down as we're not seeing with Ruby here. So with Ruby, we're getting to see the trend up, and then we're getting to see the trend down. And so this is still a relatively new language that people are developing on. There's a lot of stuff out there to make it awesome and better. And one thing we are seeing, though, is JavaScript being an option for front end and back end. And this is growing interest. Obviously, Meteor.js is just blowing up. One thing I haven't done a search for is Node.js. Let's see what I get here. Node.js software development. Let's just run that. Yep. So we've got, huge trend going up. So I would say, to answer this question, do you want to be on a bandwagon? Do you want to be the senior developer because you can jump into this area of where all these questions are being asked and learn very quickly, but to help the development community to help solve these problems? And then also, as companies are wanting more Node.js developers, this is basically showing interest. This is people trying to solve these problems and technology being created and needing to be supported web development wise. So if you want to jump on, this may be Node.js may be the great way to start, and maybe even start building on to Meteor as a framework for Meteor or for Node.js. So if you want something that's more established, Ruby would be a good start, and then also PHP would be a great start if you want something well established. It's been around a long time. All right, so I think this has answered the question for me. I'm interested in at least giving Ruby a shot for our project. I'm still going to run some progress on the Meteor application just because I'm interested in learning Node.js further and further just because it is on this trend up. So I'm a jack of all trades. I do feel like I'm a C player when it comes to development because, maybe I'm humble, but every time I meet another developer, I've got so much to learn. I feel like I'm drowning at conferences and information, and I feel like I've learned a ton in the past 3 years since I've joined Sodium Halogen, being the lead developer there, and that's just great. But man, I feel like there is so much more I can learn, and maybe it's just my way of thinking is hindered me too. Who knows? All right, if you guys have any questions, I am happy to help answer. If you want to join the Sodium Halogen team, check us out, sodiumhalogen.com /hire, I think. Maybe just go to the .com, and then at the bottom there is a hiring link. So outside of that, I am going to ship out. So signing out.